Hi guys, it's Rachel from Rachel Reads, and today I'd like to talk about something that's been on my mind recently. I love romance novels. They are so amazing, and I even made a video on why I like them. People tend to judge other people when they say that they read romance novels. There's some stigma when it comes to reading romance, and I'd like to list some of that stigma and kind of go through it and have a discussion about it. Before the discussion starts, I'd like to give you some romance novel facts. And I got these from Huffington Post and another website. I will link the articles down below if you want to read more. The first one is romance fiction is a billion-dollar industry. More than 70 million people read romance novels each year. Romance authors were one of the first people to implement ebooks. You can take classes about romance fiction at Princeton and Harvard. And the most popular subgenre is historical. Now, on to the discussion. There's always that question people have, which is, why don't you read a real book? They think romance isn't serious literature, that it might be poor quality or trashy. What people don't really realize since they don't pick up the book is that romance novels have plot, they have character development, they have twists, they have all of these things that every novel has. The only difference is that there's sex in it and that it's based on romance. I think I understand when you say not serious. It's literature that's kind of the same in every book. You do know what happens in every book. Yes, there's plot. Yes, there's different characters. It's very dynamic. What usually happens, not all the time, but what usually happens is guy and girl meet. Guy and girl are instantly attracted to each other. Then they try to distance themselves, but can't distance themselves because they keep thinking about the other person. And then they get together and have sex. And after that sex and they believe they're happy, something splits them apart. And after they're split apart, they take time to themselves to lick their wounds, but they still can't stop thinking about one another. Then they get back together and live happily ever after. That's basically the plot of almost every romance. I understand when people think that it's not really serious literature, but it still bothers me because it is literature and it does what other books do to you, which is take you away to another world and take you away from reality. And that's what young adult does. That's what adult fiction does. It's the same thing. Another thing I hear people say are romance novels make women have higher expectations in men, and I can see that actually a little bit. I'm not saying that after reading 200 romance novels I all of a sudden want a different type of man and how dare you not be in a romance novel type guy. I don't think that at all. I've actually heard stories of someone after reading Twilight was really upset that her husband wasn't like Edward. I heard that years ago. I don't even know if it's true. So I kind of understand if that actually did happen. That would be really weird and really bad. But generally, women know that this is fiction, and fiction means not real. The men and women in this genre aren't realistic. No woman goes up to a man and is immediately in love with them. Like, romance novels don't happen in real life. You can't really have an expectation on people who don't even exist. Another thing I hear is, you must really be into sex. You don't have to be into sex in order to like these books. I personally just like the happily ever after aspect of it. I just like people finding love. That's what brings me into the romance genre. That's why I also like young adult romance. There's no sex in it. However, there are people that fall in love and it just warms my heart, and that's why I love it. But that doesn't mean I have sex every single night because of these books. I just like reading them. In conclusion, romance novels are real books. No, we do not expect men to be just like the people in these books. And no, we are not sex crazed just because we read these books. Those are some of my thoughts on the stigma that's going around about romance novels. If you have any other stigma stories, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and have a discussion about them. I implore you to try out the romance genre. There are so many authors, so many series. If you go onto the Harlequin site, they have, oh god, they have like thousands of choices. It's insane. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Romance of any kind. Can you still market those types of books? Oh yeah, I can totally market boring books. I mean, I sometimes do it at the place I work.